It was a starry night in Verona, an ancient city full of stories. Two families, the Montagues and the Capulets, had long harbored a rivalry that spanned generations. But, amid the shadows of their disputes, a love story would emerge destined to transcend the hatred that separated these houses. On the outskirts of the city, where the winding alleys intertwined like cobwebs, lived a fearless young woman named Giulietta Montecchio. She was the heiress of the Montecchio family, known for her boldness and fearlessness. Her red hair fell like a waterfall, and her eyes, as deep as the ocean, hid an indomitable spirit. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, stood Romeo Capulet, a young man whose beauty rivaled that of any god. Despite his last name, Romeo despised family rivalries and longed for a world where love could flourish without the weight of the past. His blue eyes sparkled with a rebellious flame, one that would ignite the fabric of destiny. The first meeting between Giulietta and Romeo took place in a crowded market, where the streets were filled with street vendors and artisans displaying their wares. Their eyes met amidst the commotion, and the world around them seemed to disappear. It was a fleeting moment, but enough to light a spark that would change the course of their lives. That night, under the blanket of twinkling stars, Giulietta and Romeo met again in secret. Hidden in the shadows of an ancient garden forgotten by time, they swore eternal love. But destiny, as cunning as a chess player, was already plotting its moves. The rivalry between the families intensified, while Giulietta and Romeo plotted secret meetings. Their hearts, however, were fearless, and the flame of love burned even brighter amidst the darkness that surrounded them. One night, as the moon cast its silver light over Verona, Giulietta revealed to Romeo an ancestral secret kept by the Montecchio family. An ancient, enchanted sword, forged in the stars, capable of breaking the curse that plagued their bloodlines. Determined to end the war between their houses, the lovers embarked on a dangerous journey to find the legendary sword. Their search took them to far-flung places, from dark forests to underground caverns, where mystical creatures protected the secrets of the past. On their journey, Giulietta and Romeo faced terrible challenges and trials that tested the strength of their love. But together they persisted, guided by the brightness of the stars and the promise of a future where their families could finally find peace. Meanwhile, resentment between the Montagues and Capulets reached a climax. The family leaders, blinded by tradition and revenge, prepared for a final confrontation that threatened to engulf Verona in flames. Giulietta and Romeo, now in possession of the legendary sword, returned to the city, hoping to persuade their families to abandon the endless cycle of hatred. But fate, like a rushing tide, was determined to test them to the limit. On the night appointed for the confrontation, when swords clashed and the air was filled with the smell of the imminent battle, Giulietta and Romeo appeared in the center of the battlefield, raising the sword that shone like a shooting star. "Love is stronger than hate," proclaimed Giulietta, her voice resonating like an enchanted melody. The Montague and Capulet families, momentarily stunned by the spectacle before them, lowered their weapons. The love between Giulietta and Romeo, brave and pure, illuminated the dark minds of the family leaders. Realizing the futility of their feud, they agreed to end hostilities. The dawn brought with it a new era for Verona. The streets that were once stained with blood now witnessed reconstruction and reconciliation. Giulietta and Romeo became symbols of hope, proving that love could transcend the barriers of time and hate. Intertwining their lives, Giulietta and Romeo ruled together over Verona, guiding the city into an era of peace and prosperity. His love, like the stars in the sky, shined eternally, lighting the way for future generations. And so, the story of Giulietta and Romeo, among stars and swords, became a legend, a reminder that even in the darkest circumstances, love could prevail, and the light of hope would never go out.